and welcome to this training video on setting up and using the VOR applications on the AVX-10K flight line test set from Viavi Solutions. In this video, we will be discussing the settings and procedures for VOR testing as well as saving configuration data. After turning on your test set, open the navigation ribbon and select the VOR application. Before we look at the main page, let's review the setup parameters. The RF port selection differs slightly from other instruments as it only has options for antenna and direct. There is no coupler testing option for the VOR instrument. RF power units can be set to dBm, or V for volts. The frequency input type can be either preset, channel, or variable. Preset provides a set of 3 fixed frequencies. Channel allows the selection of any on-channel frequency. VOR, or variable, allows the selection of frequency in 1 kHz steps. Please note that the variable setting may not apply to every instrument mode. External attenuation allows for 0 to 22 dB of compensation for an external attenuator on the RF I/O connector. This is used for extending the power monitor rating and range. If the external attenuator is selected, the value is displayed on all mode screens in the external attenuation field under the RF level field. The Morse code field defines up to 4 characters that are periodically transmitted when Morse is selected under the tone control setting on the main page. Before we look at the main page of the VOR instrument, it is important to understand that the VOR instrument is always running and that changes in parameters are immediate. Users will also need to match the VOR frequency of the unit under test with the VOR frequency on the AVX-10K. As standard for the user interface, all of the fields with a blue background can be modified. The to, from field toggles the direction between to and from. Bearing step toggles between fixed and bearing and affects the bearing field below. VOR frequency control will depend on the state of the frequency input type and setup. RF step size can be changed by clicking in the middle of the control and selecting either 0.5, 1, or 10 dB. The bearing value can be modified by clicking the left or right arrow buttons or by clicking and dragging the needle in the VOR display. Selectable values are dependent on whether the bearing step mode is set to either fixed or variable. In fixed mode, the values will increment or decrement by 30 degrees. In variable mode, the bearing step size can be adjusted by clicking in the center of the control. The values can then be modified down to 1/10 of a degree. Tone control provides options of off, tone, and Morse. Tone will output a continuous tone, and Morse will output the characters defined in the setup. Tones are sent out every 37 seconds. The master modulation field works in tandem with the 30 Hz modulation and 9960 Hz modulation fields and allows adjustment of these signals. The tone delete field allows for the removal of either the stationary reference tone, or the rotating variable tone signal, or both. Any adjustments made here can be cancelled by clicking on the revert to normal soft key at the bottom of the screen. Here is an example of the VOR test in progress.